Well, it looks like Sony just stuck it to gamers once again by raising their subscription prices. People are not happy. They're out on X complaining about it, and it looks like a lot of you are going to have to pay the Concord tax. You know, the Concord tax, Concord was such a massive failure for Sony that they have to raise the price of the console. They have to start charging people more for subscriptions. That's the theory anyway. But we're going to talk about this and take a look at people's reactions. And then we're going to talk about PlayStation adding player counts for PS5 games. And they're saying this isn't going to help anybody, guys. This is actually going to probably point out failure. Can you imagine what this would have been on Concord? What the player count would have been on Concord? Probably very, very low. We know that people judge Steam games now based on their player count. And it becomes headlines, you know, oh, this game only had 1,000 players peak. It's a huge effing disaster. Yeah, so it's going to make it a lot easier to pinpoint the failing games. And, you know, we can't have that. We can't have that, guys. So we'll see if they have the balls to actually roll that out. Before we get into it any further, though, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Go out to more.clownfishtv.com. Help support the Reef. Help support the channel and get paywalled content you will not find here on YouTube, including more video game news. So thank you very much for the support over there, guys. All right, this is coming from The Verge. Sony is raising short subscription prices for PlayStation Plus. 1 month and 3 month PlayStation Plus subscriptions are getting more expensive. So they said Sony's hiking up the starting price of 1 month and 3 month PlayStation Plus subscriptions in select regions, blaming ongoing market conditions. Not enough people are buying our new games. Not enough people are buying consoles. Beginning on May 20th, 1 month subscriptions will now start at $10.99 US, while 3 month subscriptions will start at $27.99 US. This worked out so well for Microsoft. It did. In the US, the changes result in a $1 price increase for 1 month and $3 for 3 months, which isn't a lot, but times how many subscribers they have, it adds up. And I have to wonder if this isn't the first step toward annual price increases. It's unclear if other PlayStation Plus tiers will see price hikes as well. PlayStation didn't reply to a request for comment from The Verge. If you're a current subscriber, prices will stay the same for you, except in Turkey and India. In Turkey and India, it's going up too, unless you change your subscription tier. PlayStation Plus price hikes follow 2 recent price increases for PS5 consoles. Sony said its April PS5 price hike was due to continued pressure in the global economic landscape. I got to see what the comments are on this one. Due to continued pressure in the global economic landscape, that doesn't make sense to the consumer. Yeah, it's not the consumer's fault. I mean, you can try to explain this to them. I mean, we've tried to explain to our customers before, like, well, supply chain issues and you know, things cost more now, whatever. And all they see is that price tag, and they're like, I don't care. It's not my problem. Show me where it's my problem that you have to raise your prices. They said, how is a digital subscription being impacted by physical goods? It's not. The company needs to make more money. To add on top, consumers aren't making more money, so this is just pushing people further into mobile, which Sony does not have any footprint in. Good luck. Good luck to consoles over the next 10 years. Haven't subbed to PS Plus in 5 years, and this move further cements my decision to never go back. Concord tax. Yeah, let's talk about that. The Concord tax. So if you go out to the official post here on the PlayStation X account, they talk about it and some of the top comments. Yorch Torch Games says, the woke tax at work, right, Sony? Concord definitely being an example. Marathon. Yeah. Marathon was a huge failure too, and that's Bungie, and Sony owns Bungie. RGT85, actually one of my favorite video game YouTube channels, by the way. Stupid is stupid. Nina Infinity says, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. K-Med says, I'm good. I'll just play MP games on the PC, I guess. Mad Curious says, are y'all trying to get me to try Game Pass? Because when my subscription runs out this year, I think it might be time to try Game Pass. Ben says, blaming market conditions is insane. It should be free to play online games without paywalls in 2026. I agree with that. You know, they know people are going to play online. They know that people buy games specifically to play online. It used to be free to play online for the most part. It depends on the game, but yeah, I think it's stupid. That Ninja you love to hate. Games up, consoles up, accessories up, and now subs up again. At some point, market conditions just becomes the industry version of because we can. As long as gamers keep paying it, they will keep raising the prices. Press Play Key says pay for internet, pay to play online, pay to buy games, pay for cosmetics, pay to win, pay to lose, pay for DLC. Gaming is fun and relaxing. Not anymore. It's big business. No Nudes says, obviously, I'm not a big fan of prices going up, but why are people pretending like it doesn't cost money for service? That's true. Also, what weirdos are paying per month every 3 months? A lot of people. Jonathan says, due to economic conditions for consumers, we will unsubscribe, says consumers. Love consumers. Bulls Down Bad says, what does market have to do with online services? Nothing has changed with the internet. Joe Barnes says, my Lord and Savior Asha would never do this dumb shit. Gay Station is at rock bottom. Yeah, actually, Microsoft raised their prices and then they rolled them back because I think they realized it was a very bad idea. Now, I don't know how Asha Sharma is going to pan out as the CEO of Xbox. She does come from an AI background and she is hiring more people with AI backgrounds. I don't know, but that's all gamers care about. Look, at the end of the day, all they care about is the price. And we did a video, an episode a couple days ago, talking about how gamers are refusing to pay full price for video games now. And a lot of the gamers that refuse to pay full price are the people that can actually afford it, the older millennials and the Gen X gamers. And they are refusing to pay full price for games. So they're not going to pay for this shit either. Let's be real. Right? Let's be real. Let's see here. Let's go out to the article on, what is this? PlayStationLifestyle.net. Sudden PS Plus price increase. That is a mouthful. Sudden PS Plus price increase frustrates PS5 players. Pick a pickled pricks, I guess. PlayStation announced it will be raising the price of the PlayStation Plus. Predictably, reactions to the news did not go well. All right, what do they have here? Roman says, how the F does an online service go up due to ongoing market conditions? What exactly does that mean? There's a short supply of subscriptions to give out. What the F? Critical Tech says, what the helly are PlayStation doing, increasing prices on 5-plus-year-old consoles multiple times and now increasing PS Plus prices? Just greed. Games up, consoles up. We covered that one. Swindle says, market conditions. You're literally taxing me to use my internet. You guys effing suck now. My God, no games and price increase after effing price increase. Can't wait to ditch your scummy ass company and never look back. PC era. Well, good luck building a PC in 2026. And then they're talking the next PlayStation is going to cost like $900. Not even kidding. This is insane. Helix, Xbox, we're lowering our prices. PlayStation, due to the market, we're hiring our prices, raising our prices. Kotaku has it. Ongoing market conditions continues to make gaming more expensive. It is getting very, very expensive to play modern games. I think this is a big reason why people are going back to retro games. It's cheaper. It's easier. You buy the console, you buy the game, you own the game. The game is complete. It might be ass, but it's complete ass. And that's it. You plug it in, you play it. Very simple stuff. So let's talk about this. This is coming from Polygon. PlayStation adding player counts for PS5 games doesn't help anyone. Does PlayStation need Steam-like speculation over the success of a game? Yeah, I love making videos about games that fail. Don't you? Don't you like listening to videos about games that fail? You know, we wouldn't know how bad things were in AAA gaming if it wasn't for those Steam concurrent player counts. I'm just saying. And, they've been hiding them on the consoles. You just have to kind of guess. And I love how these companies are trying to make excuses. Yeah, we know only 200 people played the game on Steam, but there's 20,000 people currently on the PlayStation. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. PlayStation is taking cues from Steam and testing a new feature that will let players see the player counts of PS5 games every week. As that statistic drives toxic gaming discourse, I'm sorry, I don't think it's toxic gaming discourse to point out that a company spent $200 or $300 million on a game that has a concurrent player count of 200 or 300 people. right? I don't think that's toxic. It might be toxic for whoever was in charge of that game. But I think that this is driving a lot of the layoffs in gaming. I think that maybe the executives, the suits weren't paying attention. Now they are. Now they're probably watching the numbers too. And they're probably like, yeah, nobody's playing this game. And you can't bullshit us anymore. Nobody's playing this game. And we spent how many hundreds of millions of dollars on this? Yeah, no, not going to happen. He said the feature could do more harm than good. First spotted by YouTuber Mystic and reported by Destructoid. Oh my God, Destructoid still exists? PlayStation is beta testing a new community activity widget for PS5's Welcome Hub. Players can choose top 10 on this widget to see the week's most popular games, ranked by player count. Meanwhile, the Trending Now option will show other games that are surging in popularity, whether that be because of an increase in gameplay hours or the number of matches played. I have to wonder if we're going to see the truth, and the truth is people are playing older games. I'm just wondering. Although it's somewhat exciting to have more direct access to game-specific player data on PS5, I'm afraid that the numbers this new community activity widget will show will be damaging in many ways. Why? If you've got nothing to hide. I've already seen the problems it's caused for Steam games. Over the past several years, the relevance of player count statistics in gaming discourse has risen on social media and other corners of the internet. Whenever a new game comes out, you can expect to see a lot of discussions on X or Reddit regarding how well the game is doing. I don't see a problem with that. These games are incredibly expensive. I mean, maybe people get it wrong. Maybe they're not seeing the whole picture. But if a company says, hey, we spent, again, hundreds of millions of dollars on a game that like nobody's playing, the only person the only parties being damaged are the people who made the game, the studios. And that's a them problem. I mean, are we going to sit here and we're going to, white knight for Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft? You know what? Don't even answer that question because I already know the answer. These people are so blindly loyal to their consoles that they will absolutely white knight for these corporations. They will. The problem is that player counts don't directly correlate to quality. They indicate popularity. Okay, so this, okay. Fuck. Okay, so, This conversation keeps coming up, and I'm getting really tired of this. I see this in comics discourse now, in comic book discourse. We're not allowed to talk about how badly the comic book industry is doing from a purely financial perspective, because it might hurt people's feelings because the comics themselves are good. Two things can be true at once. You can have good games, you can have good comics, you can have good media, good TV shows, good movies, and they can also be financial failures. Two things are true at once. And you can't hide the numbers, right? You can't hide the numbers just because you personally like the game or you personally think the comic is good or whatever, and just stick your fingers in your ears and be like, la, 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 we're not going to have this discussion about how much money it didn't make, because it's all about the quality. It's about the art. It's about the art. You know who doesn't give a shit about the art? The bean counters on the 13th floor. They don't care. They're going to look at the numbers. And, it doesn't mean that the game is bad. I mean, some of my favorite games of all time are not very popular games. They weren't financially popular. I'm looking at you, Guy Ares. I am. I love you. You're one of my favorite games of all time. But, yeah, it's just like... This is such a dumb thing. Well, people's feelings might get hurt. People worked hard on this, and there might not be a sequel if the powers that be figure out that this game didn't make any money. It's like, trust me, they are paying very close attention. And maybe all the discourse around the numbers has led them to pay closer attention. I mean, when you've got Warner Brothers flat out saying at one of their shareholder meetings that the reason they lost $200 million was because a Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, they're absolutely positively paying attention, right? They're totally paying attention. So anyway, we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting for Sony. I think they're going to have a hard time with it. This on top of some of the other controversies around Sony locking your console. If you're not online to check in, they said that wasn't that wasn't intentional. It was a one-time check-in. I'm like, no, I don't believe that for a minute. I really don't. I think they want you always online. They want you to pay them X number of dollars per month. And, but you're not allowed to complain about the numbers, right? I think we're going to see more and more people just walk away from consoles or go back to retro consoles or something. Now is a great time. If somebody out there wanted to make a legit retro console that was mostly offline and mostly focused on couch play, oh my God, you'd make a killing, because people are hungry for that. But you can't maximize your revenue. You can't maximize your corporate revenue. So I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.